This call.
We have a great charity golf event for you. It's coming up August 25th and 26th, and we will be there. Come join us. You will be helping our veterans who have served our country. It is a great time while also being very inspiring. You will hear from Robin Kelleher from Hope for the Warriors.
Undercover Jet Setter, navigating your world.
Hi, everyone. John Daly here, and we are talking about Hope for the Warriors. This is one of our favorite nonprofits. They help our veterans who have been to war so they can succeed at home by restoring their sense of self, family, and hope. The president and CEO for Hope for the Warriors is Robin Kelleher. She joins us now. Robin, thanks for being on with us.
Hi, John. Thank you so much for having us. I really appreciate you highlighting this event, but more importantly, that you're joining us.
Well, I'm really looking forward to it, and it's always a great event. So the Hope for the Warriors Invitational is this August 25th and 26th. It's at River Landing Country Club in Wallace, North Carolina. Of course, I love that it's golf, but it's more than golf because the Warriors are actually involved in the event with us, and we get to spend time with them. But before we get into all the details about the event, tell us about Hope for the Warriors and how the nonprofit was actually started.
So what's the beautiful part of this event as well is that it is taking place near Camp Lejeune, North Carolina, which is a Marine Corps base in eastern North Carolina. Hope for the Warriors was founded there in 2006 by military wives. We like to think of ourselves as social entrepreneurs at this point, as we didn't necessarily see ourselves still running this organization almost 14 years later. But I think as as military families, we recognize that this is a long-term need, not only for military families that have been affected personally and even as neighbors and friends because of the war and the deployments, but because of the future. We all know that we're in a chaotic and terrible time sometimes in this country politically, and that we never can control what's really going on outside of this country. So we got to be prepared, and we've got to have a military that's strong and resilient. And at the same time, we've got incredible, honorable men and women whose future also needs to be cared for, so that we don't find ourselves in that Vietnam veteran, what happened here kind of scenario that we see ourselves in now. So the organization has been around for about 14 years. And again, being run by military spouses and primarily veterans. We're at about 82% of our staff is either veterans or spouses. We have a really good understanding of the needs and the culture and how to best address those needs. So it's been a really amazing experience, and every day is something new and fantastic stories, as you know, that are just so inspirational.
Absolutely. And just being there and witnessing everything you're doing is great. You mentioned about how these, the wounds, the injuries, the PTSD, they don't go away right away, and they may not go away for a long, long time. Tell us about some of the programs that Hope for the Warriors has that offers to service members, veterans, and also their families. Can you just give us kind of a quick rundown so people get an idea of exactly what you do?
Yes, so absolutely. We have built some tremendous partnerships and alliances over the last 14 years, and we take what we call our holistic approach. And that is really recognizing the different areas that affect a military family. Families are a priority for our organization, and really addressing those needs that a military family in particular would require. And so it's a great deal of mental wellness approach. We understand that the culture of the military is very much about fitness and goal setting and recreation. So there's a great deal of sports and recreation a part of our programming, as well as transition. And for us, transition is not just from a military career to a civilian career. That's a very important transition, but there's also transitions from deployments to home, from one particular place of that people are living to the next, that we call those PCS moves. And that's so military families are constantly in transition, and it can be very uprooting and difficult for military families. So we like to keep an eye on all of the transition places within that family. So we really do approach our care as the whole person, and that whole person is made up of their family and their career and their past and their future, and the things that are important to them, whether it's their spirituality, it's their financial position. Those are all things that we can address either as an organization ourselves or alongside these amazing partnerships we've built.
And you mentioned Camp Lejeune, which I'm very familiar with, and spent a lot of time there because I was a reporter in that area. But are the programs just at Camp Lejeune, or are they throughout the country?
No, so we work with all branches of the military to include the National Guard and our reservists. In fact, if you look at our numbers, the Army is makes up a larger group of our the service members and families that we work with, but we're very focused in the Midwest, especially where you see a lot of the National Guard and reservists, and there's not many resources out there for them, and it's a really important population.
Okay. We are talking with Robin Kelleher. She is president and CEO for Hope for the Warriors. Hope for the Warriors Invitational is August 25th and 26th at River Landing Country Club in Wallace, North Carolina, which is just north of Wilmington, North Carolina. If you'd like to be part of the event, or if you want to learn more about the programs for Hope for the Warriors, just go to www.hopeforthewarriors.org and join us there. Robin, let's discuss the Hope for the Warriors Invitational that I just mentioned. Now, we understand this is a multi-day event, spent playing golf, participating in the Warrior Night, all while, telling and listening to stories, honoring our heroes and more. Kind of go into exactly what the event, because this is like when I was talking with Rex Ryan the other day, this is a different celebrity golf event because you're just involved with them. Can you just kind of give us the flavor of what this golf event's really like?
So the celebrities that come, and we have 22 coming this year, and I know that you want to even highlight some of those because they're phenomenal people. What makes this so special is that there really is such a strong military experience here for not just those celebrities, but we also have 18 flag officers, retired flag officers in attendance from the Air Force, the Navy, Marine Corps, and the Army that all want to participate in this event because it's their opportunity to really personally touch the lives or be touched by the lives of the warriors who play in this tournament. It's our goal with this tournament is to highlight them and their stories. So it's like Rex said, it's a flip. The warriors are the celebrities, not the celebrities. And they come in with humility and appreciation for the sacrifices that those warriors and their families have made. And it's really an inspirational and very touching event from the very start to the very finish. It's nothing but military culture, experience for everyone.
And, in the 5 years that my wife and I have been going to this, and we've actually stayed in touch with a number of the warriors, or if they're down in our area, we get together with them and have a drink and stay in touch with them. What's it like for the vets, for the warriors, to be a part of this event? What's the feedback you get from them after the event?
I think the most important feedback we get is that some of them have even been brought to tears by the idea that someone like Johnny Bench or Jim McMahon would think that they are superstars. Of course, everyone is very familiar with those two and their successes in their sports industry. But we even have people like Ozzie Smith and Adrian Morrell and just some amazing people. You and your wife, coming in and saying, "You guys are who we think are superstars," and that really throws them. They don't feel that way, like they're doing their jobs, they're defending their country, but to have someone like you all really put them on a pedestal that's so touching for them. Not to mention 4-star generals, like General Nyland, and you got Lieutenant General Ayers and just Lieutenant General McKissick all coming to say thank you, tell us about your story, and thank you. We know your stories from afar, but now we have this personal touch, and we get to say thank you and shake your hand. That's the biggest impact on the warriors.
We are talking with Robin Kelleher. She is the president and CEO of Hope for the Warriors. Hope for the Warriors Invitational Golf is August 25th and 26th at River Landing Country Club in Wallace, North Carolina, just north of Wilmington. If you would like to be a part of that tournament, just go to hopeforthewarriors.org. You can join us, and also just go take a look at hopeforthewarriors.org to see the programs there. Robin, we have, you mentioned some of the celebrities already. We have a number of really good celebrities involved. I've already done an interview with NFL coach, now TV analyst Rex Ryan, that I just mentioned. You can actually listen to that on this channel too. But we also have Major League Baseball Hall of Famer Johnny Bench, who you mentioned, and Major League Baseball player Doug Flynn. They're going to be the event co-host. And you mentioned also NFL quarterback Jim McMahon, along with some of the others. Talk about some of the others, but also you kind of touched on this already, but these guys, we just don't show up because we're celebrities. There's something more special to us. Talk about that.
Well, first let me share that Johnny Bench and Doug Flynn have both been nominated for a very special award that they'll receive at our Got Heart Give Hope Gala on October 17th. I'd love to share the name, but the name of the award is a surprise that we'll share that evening. But cool. It's a community service award, and Johnny and Doug have been involved with this event and so is Jim and a number of the others for so many years. And again, they come in and they are not the celebrities. They are in awe of our warriors. And it's not just during this one event. So these guys are supporting this organization all year long, and we don't pay them. And I think that's a really important point to make is you all, everyone that comes to this event, are genuinely lending your time and your celebrityness and your name to an organization, and you're not asking for anything in return. And that's very rare these days, John. So one, thank you from us and our board of directors. But that's a really special thing about this group is when they leave, they say, what more can we do? You know, we'll stay in touch all year long and support this organization in whatever ways that we can.
Yeah, and I'll tell you right now, most of us get a lot more out of it than we put into it, and that's the way we usually feel about it. And talk about the kind of the entertainment and stuff that's going to be going on, because I want people to know that this is also just a really good time for folks who just want to come down and enjoy themselves. In addition to meeting some of the wounded warriors and meeting some of the celebrities, what are some of the things that are going to be going on?
So I think for the local community and even people who want to come in from, Wilmington, Jacksonville, wherever you want to come in from, the block party on Saturday night is extremely special. It is held in the parking lot of the Mad Boar in Wallace, North Carolina, and the local community comes out. There's some amazing talent in that area of the country, and they come out and join each other on stage and just entertain the group all night long. In addition to the entertainment and the fantastic food that comes from the Mad Boar, we also have the celebrities will be there, just shaking hands with people, eating hot dogs, drinking a beer with someone. It's a really close, intimate, fantastic event that you're going to want to stay all night. So that's really exciting, and that is open to the public. And you can go to the Mad Boar's website in Wallace again and get more information about that. Starts in the late afternoon, and again, we usually, we're cleaning up around midnight. So great time for everybody. On Saturday, we're doing some extra just fun golfing events for the guests of the Invitational, and that includes our sponsors, our flag officers, celebrities, and certainly our guest of honor, our warriors. Sunday night is the evening of Warrior Night, which I know you all were talking about with Rex and how fun that is. We get a kick out of coming up with all kinds of pranks and making sure that everyone is involved. It's fun pranks, of course, but it's also another way for us to raise a little bit of money. And you never know what you're going to have happen there. So it's always a big surprise. And, like you all said, there's a couple we constantly pick on because they're good sports about it.
Johnny Bench would be one of them. Johnny Bench would be one of them. And we nail him for something that probably he didn't do. Even Rex Ryan said that. He goes, they nailed me for ordering a pizza while at the dinner. And so he had to pay a fine, even though he didn't order the pizza. So.
Absolutely. Well, I can't even go into what we've done to poor Jack Marin, who is the chairman of our board. He knows he's going to get it every year, so he brings cash. He doesn't even think twice about loading up at the ATM before he shows up.
And Jack Marin, former NBA player, who's a lot of fun, who is very dedicated to what you guys are doing there. Real quickly, River Landing, that area there is it's a lovely community. It's got two 18-hole golf courses, and it's just a lot of people who have retired down there, or like from the DC area. And so when you were talking about the talent there, there's a lot of people in the area there who not only have talent, but they've also got great reputations, and they love being a part of it. This is something they look forward to every August.
Yes, absolutely. That entire community supports this event. The residents at River Landing are our greatest volunteers. The staff at River Landing are, we're all family at this point. We've done this so many times together, and everyone's intentions are so well aligned that, in fact, I brought my family down to look at a retirement house at River Landing ourselves. It is a beautiful part of the country. And I do want to give a shout out to them, because not only is the staff amazing and their residents and their volunteers, but last year during Hurricane Harvey, that community was devastated. And when I say devastated, it would make you cry if you'd ever spent time there. And we were able to go down and do some to have a wonderful dinner with the volunteers that were there cleaning up, and just listen to the stories from people who I know are the toughest, strongest people I've ever met. And it was heartbreaking. Homes were just, completely demolished, and the river rose so high. It was just horrible. But what they did, John, and this is what I love about them, they knew that they wanted this event not to be canceled or delayed. And so they used the dates 25 through 26, 24 August as their goal. We're going to get this community back on its feet so that this event takes place and we are back where we were last year. And not only did they do that, but it's even better shape. And we've got the biggest group coming this year. Everyone loves River Landing and the Murphy family and Terry Tate and Larry and everybody there. And we're just in such support of them as well. We want to give back to them also.
Yeah, it's a great event, and it's also a great area. And they did go through a lot. And I can remember I was talking to you or somebody after the hurricane, and I was asking, and there was some question as to whether we would have this event. So what they've done is absolutely amazing. So we are talking with Robin Kelleher. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just going to say it's remarkable when you look at how devastated Eastern North Carolina was and how quickly they got their community back together.
Yeah, absolutely. Again, we're talking with Robin Kelleher. She's the president and CEO of Hope for the Warriors. Hope for the Warriors Invitational is what we're talking about. August 25th and 26th at River Landing Country Club in Wallace, North Carolina. Again, just north of Wilmington, North Carolina. If you'd like to be a part of it, just go to hopeforthewarriors.org and join us. Robin, when I go to your website, I'm absolutely blown away by the number of programs that you have for our Warriors. Can you share a success story of how Hope for the Warriors has benefited a service member, a veteran, or a family member? I know you have a ton of them. Can you just give us one that you guys are most proud of?
Absolutely, and I can share one with you that would be a personal story for you as well. One of the Warriors that joins us every year is John Rose. He's an active duty Marine right now doing a fellowship up in the DC area. John was severely wounded in Iraq and spent a great deal of time at Brooke Army Medical Center. His wife, they relocated to Texas during the couple years that he was recovering there. And so that's where we met the Rose family. And in supporting their family through that particular journey, got to be very close with them. And John's story and his resiliency and his drive are remarkable. But I also highlight his wife, because caregivers are a really important population of the military families, and they're doing a tremendous amount of work. There's a lot of highlight on them now, but we need more. And so I really wanted to share this story in particular too, because it's also the story of Colleen Rose, his wife. And as they journeyed from Texas back to Camp Lejeune, John was promoted and then received a fellowship in DC. Along the way, Hope took care of the things that that family needed, to include Colleen. She has just been recently made a fellow for the Elizabeth Dole Foundation, and she too was nominated for a Hope and Courage Award, which will be presented to her by Gary Sinise and Colonel Barney Barnum at the Gotthard Give Hope Gala in October. John will be down from D.C. to play again in the tournament, but their family is growing, and they are successful and they're happy, but they've come a very long way, and hope has been inserted in their journey every step of the way. So that's, to us, one of the most special stories we can share, because at the end of the day, John is a volunteer for Hope for the Warriors now, so it's come full circle.
Okay, and is he still active
continuing
duty?
to serve? He is, yes. He's doing a fellowship up here in D.C.
See, that's what's so amazing, is that you do have active duty and you have others that have retired or had to leave the military. So you're really taking care of a lot of them. And then the biggest emphasis to me is not only that individual, their whole life, but it's their family. And it's everything
absolutely.
surrounding them that takes part of it. All right, so what if someone cannot join us for this golf event? How can they support Hope for the Warriors?
The best way would be to support Hope for the Warriors is to go to our website, and that is, as you said, www.hopeforthewarriors.org. There is plenty of information there to get you started. Ideally, we'd love to have everyone join our Circle of Hope, which is a donation that you can make monthly. We make it super easy for everyone, and that is to make sure that the programs that we have maintained throughout the years. You can also get a lot of information about volunteering, in-kind donations. All those things are very helpful to us. And certainly there's a lot of contact information there too for our warriors who are looking for support or resources. Make it very easy from that website also. So, we go to our website. There's so much there to learn from and to become a part of our family.
Okay. Again, the website is hopeforthewarriors.org. We've been talking with Robin Kelleher. She's the president and CEO of Hope for the Warriors. The Hope for the Warriors Invitational, Golf Invitational, is August 25th and 26th at River Landing Country Club in Wallace, North Carolina. I will be there along with a number of other celebrities. Robin, thank you so much, not only for talking to me, but also for putting this event on, because it's something that my wife and I look forward to every year. And it's so much fun. We love getting back together with you guys. We also love getting to see the Warriors and see how much success you've given to them. So thank you very much.
John, thank you so much, and we'll look forward to seeing you in a couple weeks. You
will. And hopefully, folks, we'll see you out there if you're listening. Remember to check us out on Facebook at Undercover Jet Setter, and also on Twitter at UC Foodie TV. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel for all our shows and segments on travel, food, wine, and golf, which is what we're talking about here today. It is youtube.com/Undercover Jet Setter. We will catch you next time.
See segments and episodes at youtube.com/Undercover Jet Setter.